Hello guys, welcome to the Comic Book Cafe, and today I thought we'd cover one of my favorite comic books, and that is Warlock and the Infinity Watch, actually issue number 1, which takes place right after the Infinity Gauntlet miniseries, which of course ended with Theos being defeated and Adam Warlock ending up with the Infinity Gauntlet, which made him basically kind of like a god. So let's get into this issue now. Adam Warlock at this time was one of my favorite characters. It starts off just showing him, telling a little backstory about, that he's the master of time, space, and everything with the Infinity Gauntlet, and that he's here in front of the tribunal of some of the most powerful figures in the Marvel Universe, Glantos and Eternity and some of these other guys. And so they are judging him whether he is fit to hold the Infinity Gauntlet from what they call a living tribunal. Excuse me. Then it just shows you all the characters, who are deciding who he is. And then, of course, this is the first scene you show. They say, they don't think you're necessarily mentally fit, and then he uses his power, mercilessly in a sense. This is really kind of a setup book, Then he, uses it more, and then of course they show, the guy in charge basically like, I am more powerful than you don't understand. I answer to a guy more powerful than you. Now this is, whoever he answers to, they've never actually shown him in the Marvel Comics, as far as I know, who the supposedly more powerful being is. But nevertheless. And of course, here is basically, the whole trial is saying, retelling the whole Adam Warlock backstory, how he was created by scientists. He originally was called him, accusing that he's unfit to hold the Infinity Gauntlet, that Theos or Thantos, depending on what you call him, that he was, actually fit to use all the powers of the Infinity Gauntlet, but Adam Warlock was not. And of course they relive his past, Celestial, his war back in the older comic books, against Man Beast, and then, of course, being reborn. All the stuff you've seen before, and then of course they get into Magnus, which was kind of like his other evil self, and a lot of backstory you've already seen before if you've read anything about Adam Warlock in any other comics, and then, they're making a case, and of course the main guy, reader, my job is to maintain the balance of the Marvel Universe. Now, up to this point when I read comic books during this time, I never seen all these big universe guys in the Marvel Universe together like this. That's what was so interesting to me about this comic book. And then, he makes this big decision, and of course, again, Adam Warlock's threatening power, force. Again, Adam Warlock, defeated Thanos because he's going to, unwillingly wield his power for evil, but yet he's trying to wield his power for someone trying to take it away from him, and of course, he would probably eventually, that power would make him, of course, do bad things. That's why they were like, what, you can't keep this. Of course, this is where he, the dramatic, I vote against you, Adam Warlock. And of course, he tells him that, it's disastrous for the solar system if you control this. And then basically, they're doing this little power struggle thing. I'm going to, and then eventually he says, it's up to you to, dish out who's going to control the Infinity Gauntlet. A lot of this, parts, again, this is all basically set up for, like, the story for the whole comic book, this series. And then, of course, the other guy gets upset, and he just, because he has godlike powers, just makes him disappear, because he's bored with him. And then, of course, everybody else leaves, and they're just talking together, wishing him good luck, because, I wouldn't want to be you. And then, the dramatic flyaway at the end. This was more or less just a setup comic book. Again, it was more just a backstory thing than anything else. There wasn't much new content in this that you haven't seen before. If you had seen the Infinity Gauntlet or anything like that, it was just a setup to the entire series. If you're an Adam Warlock fan, you would have liked this book. But guys, that is all for this video today. I will see you for another comic book discussion in Comic Book Through soon.